How many of you out there know that it takes not one, but two to make sure that a relationship is successful? I'm not just talking about romantic relationships, I'm talking about partnerships, business relationships, friendships. I'm talking about anything that involves you keeping some sort of connection alive. In this video, I'm taking a risk. I really am taking a risk, but it's okay. It really is, because this is me speaking from my heart, and I know that there's somebody out there who can relate to what I'm about to say in this particular video. But before we continue with this video, do me a big favor and hit the thumbs up and be sure to watch it to the end. And I want you to comment. I want to hear your words. I want to hear you speak. I want to hear your experience with friends. How many of us have them? Friends, right? All right, check this out. Friendships were never meant to be one-sided. There has to be an effort on both ends for it to be successful, right? If we're talking about dating, for instance, if you're interested in a woman and and she doesn't call you or doesn't text you or she doesn't tell people about you, that's a red flag. It's very, very one-sided, and 9 times out of 10, it's not going to last. Okay, so that's a really, really easy example. But what about the friendships? What about those? Those are the ones that get a little bit sticky, because in some cases friendships sometimes last way longer than romantic relationships. Sometimes they last way longer than business relationships as well. Some of you have been friends with people ever since you were in kindergarten, and some of you are like 25, 30, 40 years old. I don't know. I'm looking at the demographic of you people that watch my videos. Y'all are somewhere around that age. You have somebody in your life that you have been friends with for 20 plus years or close to it, I'm sure. Okay? I got a question. How many of you have friends, but you're the one that's always keeping it together? You're the one that always initiates the conversations, that always tries to set things up, like trips and meetups. I don't know, just things that friends do. Like, you're the one that always does that, but the other half, your friend that is, never seems to put forth effort, nor takes the initiative ever to do anything for your friendship. I know for sure I've been in this position. And the type of person that I am, I have a big heart. And I love friendship. I do. I love, bonding. I love making memories. I love that stuff. But one thing that bothers me is if I am the one that's always trying to keep our friendship alive. And I'm here to tell you, you can't do it by yourself. It's very exhausting trying to keep a friendship alive by yourself. And quite frank, it's selfish. Because in a lot of cases, these individuals that we consider to be friends always seem to hit you up when they need something. Always seem to hit you up when something is wrong in their life. Always seem to hit you up when life just looks a little weird on their end. But they never check on you. They never make sure that you're good or your family is good. They never make sure that even your friendship is even still intact. And it makes you feel bad, man. It makes you like, it makes you feel like, what are we really doing here? Like, why are we even friends if, I have to constantly be the one to keep us on point? And you know what I'm talking about, people. This one-sidedness that exists in so-called friendships or connections and stuff. So what do we do? What's the solution? I'll tell you what the solution is, and some of you may not like it. However, hear me out. Let's start with this, okay? You matter. Your feelings matter. Your existence matters. Your goals matter. You matter. You're alive. You were born into this world. You have purpose. And you're here for a reason. And to be quite frank, you don't have no time to waste because you have no idea how much time you have left on earth, all right? The people that come into our lives are not just supposed to be beer buddies. They're not just supposed to be gaming buddies. They're not just supposed to be people that you gossip with, that you joke around and clown with. These people. Friends are supposed to be individuals that help you build. They're supposed to be people that bring out attributes in you that you didn't even realize you had. They're supposed to be alongside you to assist you in life. And we're not talking one-sided because you do the same thing for them. The Bible says that iron sharpens iron, right? That is really the real definition of a friendship. Because, look at marriage, for instance. We can use marriage. A lot of people think that, I'm supposed to marry somebody that's going to be my everything, somebody that's going to make me happy, when in actuality, marriage is all about service. What can I do to bring out the best in this person that I married? To bring out their attributes, to bring out their gifts, to make them better. And if it's done correctly from the husband and the wife, you just have this perfect storm of just really happy and joyful people because no one's using the other and both of them are sharpening one another, bringing out the best in each other. We've all heard that before. I am with her because she brings out the best in me. I am with him because he brings out the best in me. What makes you think that friendships aren't supposed to be the same? It's true. Our friends are supposed to bring out a side of us that's there, but we may not have the unction in us to get it out on our own, but we need to hear it verbally. We need to feel it physically, from that person that's in our life, to snatch it out of us so that we can turn it up and smash those goals. Turn it up and open that business. Turn it up and write that book. Turn it up and do what it is we need to do. That's what friendships are for. Okay, I'm not saying you can't be drinking buddies. I'm not saying you can't ever have fun. But if that's all that you do, you have a wasted, just a waste of friendship. I'll leave it there. It's a waste of time. Okay, so what do? Especially in the case of you feeling as if you're the only one trying to make it work. If the person that you are friends with, if that union feels like it is on life support and you're the one that's keeping it alive, then you need to cut it off. They gotta go. It doesn't matter how many years you've been friends. You have to ask yourself, were we even friends or were we just associates? Did we just have mutual interests that kept us talking to one another? Because the moment you decide to change interests, watch your friendship diminish. Just watch. Because I've had it happen to me before. I would be friends with somebody, we would have a mutual interest, and my thought process would change, and I wouldn't talk about that anymore, or I wouldn't get involved with that anymore, and then I just noticed more and more, this person wouldn't come around, this person doesn't text anymore, this person doesn't call anymore, this person starts to act weird. It happens, and you know what I'm talking about. You got to cut them off, because just like I stated, you matter and you have purpose, and you need to be in the presence of people that bring that purpose out of you. Okay? What's that old saying? Birds of a feather flock together. It's true. Surround yourselves around people that you want to be like. If all of your friends seem like leeches and you feel as if they're dragging their feet, or it is some sort of chore to be your friend, then just cut them off. Just let them go. Now, some of you might be like, you don't understand. This person knows my parents, and this person, I've known since third grade. And look, are they making you better? That's the question I have. Are they making you better? Because if they're not making you better, why are you keeping them around? You do realize that some people, not everybody's meant to be in your life forever. You do realize that some people are in your life for a season, right? And not everybody's going to be there to the end, until the wheels fall off. Some people are with you until the season ends. Like, I'm not kidding. And everyone watching this video has had somebody in their life that they have had this issue from. But all too often, I keep hearing people, complain about the people that are in their life, when it's really on you. You're in control of who is in your life. You're in control of your friendship. Nobody else. Just you. Just you. You feel me? It's time to meet some new friends. How do you want to finish off your life? That's the question all of us should be asking ourselves. How do you want to finish off your life? I read a book called The 7 Pillars of Success. 12 or 7, one of the two. Maybe it was 12. By Jim Rohn and some other guy. I can't remember the other author. But anyway, within that book, there was a particular chapter where a millionaire, basically multimillionaire, was asking this guy who was not a multimillionaire. He was a guy who was 40 years old, had a dead-end job, couldn't just seem to make his way to the top. The multimillionaire asked him about the closest people in his life, like his friends. He said, tell me about your friends, all 3 of them, okay? Because there's that old saying, right? Show me your friends and I show you your future. So he tells him about all of his friends. And guess what? All 3 of them were complaining about their lives. They were not where they wanted to be. And they were not looking for a solution to excel. And that's exactly where the guy in the story was. And then the multimillionaire's like, you need new friends. And of course, he got upset about it and angry. I'm like, okay, well, it's up to you. If you don't want to let him go, you don't have to let him go. If you want to hold on to him until you all are broke and nowhere in life, then you can do that too. But I'm trying to tell you, let them go. Find you some new friends that's going to get you to where you want to be, and you'll be much happier. Friendships are supposed to be something sacred, man. It's supposed to be something of value. It's not just supposed to be something to have and just to do. And we shouldn't be trying to put our friendships on CPR just to keep them alive. If somebody don't want to be your friend, read the writing on the wall. Okay? Real friends check on you. Real friends don't abandon you. Real friends don't disappear. Real friends don't leave you in the dark. Real friends are there for you no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like, real friends will tap in when you really, really need them. Especially if you're the one that's always doing it. Once again, if it's one-sided, why are you keeping it alive? Just let it die. And I know this might be hard to hear, and just let it go. Let it go. Again, remember what I said in the beginning of the video. You have a life. You have purpose. There is a reason you are here. And you need to make sure that the people that you choose to allow into your circle, to allow into your life, are ushering you to that purpose and fulfilling it. Otherwise, you may live a life and never get to where you want to be, all because of the circle that you choose to keep. Just saying. Some of the most successful men in the world have the smallest circles. And we've all heard that saying, it's lonely at the top. Because a lot of people who are there, they can't relate to some of the people that they came up with. They can't relate to the ones they ran with. They can't. So they have to keep that circle small around individuals who feel them. And usually these are people that are on the same level as them. You know, I've had to let go of so many people in my life. But at the same token, I have found other men who are some younger, a little bit younger, some much older, who I learn from, who sharpen me, and I give them value as well. Because I know where I want to be, I know where I want to go, and I make sure that I got those type of people in my life, and we all can do the same thing. You watching this can do the same thing as well. You know what I mean? So again, if you don't like your situation and you feel like it's tied to your friendships, then it's time to let them go. It's time to let go of toxic friendships, man. You know, and that doesn't always mean friends who talk down on you or make fun of you or do things like that. That's also so-called friends that abandon you, so-called friends that don't check on you, but you're always checking on them. You're keeping it alive. That is a toxic friendship. It is. So, but anyway, I thought this would be a great change of motion when it comes to my videos. We have been getting a little bit too political lately, which again, I really don't care. I'm shifting this channel my way. I'm going to say some things that are off the wall sometimes. Me being me authentically is what you're going to get. And I just don't know how to be any other type of way, truth be told. So sometimes I may make content you like, sometimes I might not. I mean, if you like it, great. If you don't, then that's on you. But comment down below, what do you think? Give me your thoughts on this video. Do you have somebody in your life who's using you? Are you the one keeping the friendship alive? I want to know. Take it easy. God bless. Be great. Peace.